Good. So now it's recording,
Okay,
and I will leave.
all right. Sarah, am I saying your name correctly?
Sarah, yeah.
Okay, Dennis Baker. Nice to meet you. And we're going to be interviewing today for a position of medical assistant with Banner Health.
Yep.
Okay, you have read the job posting, and you tell me, how do you feel you would be as a fit for the position as you have read the job posting?
I feel like I'd be great. I could add some value to it. I'm always looking to learn. As the posting says, they have some not requirements, but preferred.
Mhm.
They do prefer experience, but that's where I want to gain the experience.
Mhm.
I have phlebotomy skills, a lot of minor procedure skills, a lot of things that they do in the office. I've already had a little bit of experience in.
Okay. The position requires that you have a lot of patient contact.
Mhm.
You're often the first medical person that the patient will see when they come in. What's your experience in working with the public?
So I've always worked with the public in all my jobs. Most of them in retail. I've been in retail since I started. I've been working in 3 years in the same job, but besides that, I've had jobs on the side, also with patients, mostly residents and food related.
Mhm.
What do I say? Like dining in and takeout. Those can
So
do a lot of
kind of
multitasking in that.
the food service end of hospitality
Mhm.
industry. As you think about the job and the way we have defined the job, what do you think would be your greatest challenge?
Getting into the flow of the particular facility. I think I'm a quick learner.
Mhm.
Definitely reading the procedures and policy manuals will help me. But every office is different,
Mhm.
so I just need to learn to adapt to it.
And by flow, what about flow makes you think it might be a challenge for you?
Just because I'm new to it, introduced to it, every office is different. The way they have their office set up, where you can find everything, inventory, what they use specifically.
Okay. What made you choose the field of medical assistant?
I find it so interesting how the body works. It first started when I thought I could take or fight anesthesia.
Oh,
I thought I could fight it, and
tell me about that.
yeah, I was there getting my wisdom tooth, and I thought, well, maybe I can fight this. I feel like I can fight this, but obviously the body takes over eventually. And I find it interesting that we're kind of dependent on the body. Our mind is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Does that say something about you that you would try to fight anesthesia?
I was thinking that I was mentally that we were stronger, but the body does a lot and affects a lot.
So you learned something about
Yeah, that's what I like learning.
the body that way.
Why it works, how it works.
Always hard to anticipate how much the medical staff that you'd be working with will allow you to participate in solving problems. But ultimately, as you move up into the field, problem solving will be a part of any job, including this one. Can you remember a time when you were a participant in solving a problem? And tell me, if you can remember such a time, how you defined the problem and what was the outcome of the solution you came up with.
Yeah, a lot of times I hear other coworkers getting asked questions by customers that they're not sure of, and I always try to come in and provide an answer, provide some help.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of situations, we're missing some documentation, and I try to find it as fast as I can in all the places that I can, because I know I'm restricted to some records. But at that point, I know where to get the help. I'll ask the manager, I'll get your name, your phone number, your address, not your address, your email address, in
Mhm.
case to get back to the customers. Yes.
Okay, so when you think about problem solution in the medical assisting role, you're thinking more in terms of the medical problems that the patient might be facing. And yeah, you're wise to understand the notion that you might not be called upon to be the diagnostician or even the problem solver. Thinking also about problem solving within your organization. Say, for example, the office manager says we have a little bit of a problem here. Maybe it has to do with too many cooks, spoil the broth kind of thing, or possibly someone is not carrying their weight or whatever. Have you had experiences like that where you work to resolve organizational issues that come up?
Yes, because I work in a team-centered environment. Most of the times I finish what I'm doing and try to help others. At the same time, try to keep everything organized, because I know everybody's a little busy. Things get forgotten in some places, you're not put away correctly.
Mhm.
Anything that helps the flow after what I'm done with, or while I'm doing my part.
Okay, very good. We value teamwork. I'm certain that the physicians and nurses will tell you the same. But occasionally we realize conflict can arise. Can you tell me about a time you had difficulty with another employee and how you dealt with it?
I personally did, just because they were leaving things behind before they left or clocked out. I just talked to them and just say that I've noticed this. It's leaving some extra baggage for us when we're closing tonight. It'd just be appreciated if we worked on finishing things before we left. After that, it was no problem.
It worked.
They
Resolved
appreciated,
it.
yeah, they appreciated that I talked to them.
Okay. Does that make you nervous confronting another employee about their?
It makes me nervous just because I don't know how they're going to react.
Mhm.
Hopefully that they stay calm,
Mm-hmm.
as I will.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me take a quick look at your resume here before we go a little further. You will finish your College America this May.
Mhm.
How has that gone for you?
Great. I enjoy this. I enjoy everything. Coming in, seeing the professors, the new students.
Would your instructors at College America be able to identify, if they were to be candid with me, some strengths that you have?
Yes.
What would they maybe say?
They would say, I believe, hopefully, that I'm very efficient, time manageable.
Okay. Something you think they might have noticed as you work through this school. You look at your background, Once Upon a Child, New Mercer Commons, and then of course your restaurant work, which you had referred to earlier. Any specific skills from those jobs that you think will carry forward into the job as you anticipated it with Banner?
Yeah, customer service for Once Upon a Child. They've had a lot of incidents where people aren't calm, or they didn't understand some policies before they were put in place. Definitely always stay calm, try to make them feel better, comfortable, and kind of have them leaving without thinking, I don't want to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Or the people here, just horrible, but the place is good. I want
Mm-hmm.
both of those should be good.
Yeah. That's a worthy goal when you're working with folks who maybe are having problems.
And New Mercer Commons, I worked with residents there. It was a lot of talking, a lot of helping, a lot of trying to push them to do things themselves, if they can, just to get them to feel like a little more stronger, if you understand. And cashier, I've been a cashier in everything but New Mercer, so I can be trusted.
Oh,
I
good.
can be trusted. I know how to
Yeah.
count.
Okay. So you could do the front office work, particularly when it relates to money?
Yep.
At New Mercer, that's essentially geriatric care?
Yep.
How do you feel about your ability to work with older patients?
Great. I feel like I can communicate great. I know some people have some conditions that make it hard to see or hear or understand. So I feel like I've been careful.
Good. Very good. Especially good for me to hear.
Yeah, I really do like
Because
working
I'm
with
getting
them.
there.
I like working with them. There are a lot of smiles and a lot of stories.
Oh.
And I'm interested because it's sad to think that some of the population is going to, about 10 years from now, I would say, all that population from history and events are going to be gone. It's going to be left to the books.
Yeah. I saw yesterday where the woman who was considered to be the last surviving person born in the 1800s,
Yeah.
the very last one anywhere in the world, passed away yesterday in Japan.
Oh,
So all the rest of us are in the 1900s or the 2000s.
yeah.
Will it be possible for us to see a college transcript and
Yeah.
letters of recommendation from former employees or coworkers?
Of course, I don't have them with me now.
Okay.
Let me see, what do I have? I do have not transcript, so I would need to get that to you. You said transcripts and
Letters of recommendation from coworkers or employers.
okay.
I noticed that you mentioned Amy Bowler as a reference. Do you have a letter from Amy that you
I
could
do
provide to
not,
us?
no.
Would you be okay with us calling Amy?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Say again how you pronounce your name. Sarah E?
Yep.
Sarah
Sarah E.
Sarah E.
Mhm.
Sarah E, do you have questions of me?
How do the coworkers here? How does the flow go? What I'm asking is are they comfortable working here?
Okay. Let me write that down in just a second.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, if I were a real employee of Banner, I would have an answer for you. I won't take your recording time to do that. Sarah E, thank you very much for interviewing with us. Any other questions?
No.
Okay. All right. Very good. Nice
Thank you.
interview.
Hope to hear from you soon.
Yeah, I'd like to give you a little bit of feedback. Why don't you go ahead and sit down? We'll do this real quickly because I know the others are waiting and we're on the recording. The very first question and most first questions will be something similar to what I asked. In this case, I said you read our job posting. Why do you think you'd be a good fit? It's really any of a number of questions are going to be about what are my strengths and my skills and what can I bring to the job. And you did a good job with that, but I thought it kind of got developed as you got going.
Yeah.
You kind of really need to hit the ground with, I really think my strengths match up very well with this job, and be positive and, real positive, like, wow, I just found the perfect job here. And and start into them. Even if you have in your mind pre-thought through 3 or 4 strengths that you want to rely on so that you're not having to develop and then eventually they come out, but rather hit the ground real positively. When I talked about solving problems, you answered particularly from the patient standpoint, you know, to the degree that I'm available to look at records. And in truth, you probably won't be given much opportunity to solve patient problems. The question probably in my case was more about organizational problems. And every doctor's office, medical clinic is going to have some. So you can answer the question from both perspectives, or you can ask for clarification. Are you asking about problems with patients, or are you asking about problems within the organization? And that kind of a question from you will show that you're an astute thinker, that you realize there's potential problems with both, and you understand that my answer is going to be different with both. And I think your answer regarding the patient question probably needs to be a little stronger on, you know, I'll need to know what I'm allowed to get in and muck around with, you know, and with patients. But with an organization, yeah, I'm a part of that organization and I can help with problem solving. Your answer about working with a coworker who had a problem was an excellent answer. I thought it was strong. I just talked to them. Yes, I was a little nervous because I didn't know how they'd react. The outcome was positive. That's good. That's good. It says you're not afraid. You can step past your fear of the unknown to issue a problem that will make the flow better. You made mention to the flow about 3 times in the interview. And I think the person who interviews you from Banner will know more about what you're talking about with flow in a medical office than I would. But you might, at some point on something like that, maybe explain a little bit about what you mean by that. Or they'll ask you, what do you mean by flow? Okay. The questions. This is always kind of a fun thing to think about when you're asking questions. We normally suggest you have 2 or 3 questions. You did. You had a good question about the flow, about the other workers, how they feel about working here. Sometimes the interviewer, like this morning, will have 3 more people out there waiting to interview, 2 or 3, and will kind of be in a hurry. But we'll open that door. Do you have questions of me? What I would say to you is be prepared to defend why you're asking the question. So if you say, tell me about the other workers, are they happy working here? And the reason and the reason that's important for me to know is, otherwise you're going to get kind of a trite answer back. Yeah, of course they're happy working here. You know, they work with me. Yeah, something like that. But if you can think, why would I ask that question? So if you come up with 2 or 3 questions, certainly no more than that, unless the interview prompts other questions, also think about why is that important for me to ask? So that you can sell the notion, I don't want to waste your time with my questions, but very important for me to know how the other employees feel. And the reason that's important for me to know is I've had some experiences working with disgruntled employees, and it's really not a very pleasant experience, you know, or something like that. Okay?
Okay.
I thought it was a very good interview.
Thank you.
Sarai, I enjoyed reading your materials, and I wish you the best. When do you graduate?
Hopefully this June. That depends on my externship.
Oh, coming right up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, of course. All right, I'll walk with you out there so I can get the next person in here.